What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. This is Wright Brennan with Lost in the Midlands, sponsored by C. Wright Roofing, and today I am here with an entrepreneur, a home improvement, home loan professional, a B&I networker, a social media influencer, my friend Ashton Mitchell, the home loan girl.
Hey, Wright.
Ashton, thanks for hanging out today.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invite.
Heck yeah. Now, this quote, Zig Ziglar is awesome, by the way. He's got so much good stuff.
Same.
What made you kind of lean towards this cool quote? Like, how does it relate?
So I think that just reaching your goals in and of itself is an amazing thing, but when you're doing it and it's your authentic self reaching those goals, and then you just get to see just who God made you to be and created you to be and just achieve these awesome things, is just a light at the other side, just a icing on top of the cake.
That's powerful. What a journey it is, right?
Absolutely. It certainly is.
And I'm excited to hear about your journey, kind of your beginnings, a little bit about where you're from. Are you local to Lexington, Midlands, or?
So I'm local to South Carolina.
Cool.
I was born and raised in Charleston, just outside the Summerville Goose Creek area.
Awesome.
So I was a low country girl. Never ever thought I would leave South Carolina until I met the love of my life, my husband, and we relocated to Florida, and then eventually wound up in Lexington.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you are now owner-operator of a mortgage company, which is doing amazing. And what kind of brought you to that? So tell me, did you out of school get into that? I mean, how did that fall into your plate?
I don't think there's any kid in school that's like, when I grow up, I want to be a mortgage loan officer. You know, that's not one of those things. They don't get nurses and police officers. It's not on the radar. And I went to nursing school.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to help people. I mean, that was where my heart was. And I just hated it. We didn't jive. I didn't want to work 12-hour shifts, but I still wanted to help people.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking some time off from school and had my kids and stayed home with them, and then got the opportunity to get into the mortgage business via my mom.
Oh,
so
wow.
She's actually been in the business for about 30 years.
Cool.
And twisted my arm to come in just to help with some first-time home buyers, Ashton. Just need a little bit of help. Well, if I can do it part-time and still be with the kids, okay.
Yeah.
And then I just loved it, and I was great at it. So it's been a passion ever since.
That is beautiful. It just kind of fell, and then it will just fit perfectly like a pieces to a puzzle. And that business that she was operating, did that eventually did the whole business kind of fall into your lap, or?
So kind of. So technically I'm not the owner of the company. So we have an amazing CEO, Murdoch Richard. He's in Texas.
Awesome.
So I run our branch here. I started our branch here, but I have the ability to make the decisions for us and that kind of thing. So my mom is also with Premier Nationwide Lending, and she runs all of our low country offices. So I've been with Premier for my entire career for 8 years.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine switching to another company ever. I mean, they give us everything and more we need.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it's all in the family too. I mean,
my little sister just got in the business 2 years ago, and she's crushing it. So
congrats to her. And so let's talk about the team a little bit. Your sister's in the business, your mom's in the business. Who's in the office? Like, who's on the team?
So in my Lexington office, it's me, and then I have two other loan officers, Rebecca Barnhart and Kelly Jacobson, and then we have our support staff within the office. So we have two LOAs, which are loan officer assistants, and then we have a receptionist. And then our Charleston branches have a couple other loan officers, my sister's down there, and all of our processors and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it takes a lot of resources to facilitate a loan. I mean, you can't just do it all yourself. I mean, do you like the team atmosphere, the working together to make it happen?
I do, because as a loan officer, you kind of start on your own and you have to learn everything on your own. You don't have support staff yet. You really have to kind of claw your way up, to say.
Yeah.
And ever since I hired Elizabeth Holland 4 years ago, my business has completely changed. And we've learned to work it as a team and to leverage our team as one loan officer working different parts of it. So it's really turned into this smooth, seamless transition and transaction for all of our clients that they love.
Yeah, that's so cool when you can bring on a key team player and everything just starts working like it's supposed to.
Yes, it takes lots of implementation and trial and error, but once you get it, you get it.
Yeah, congrats. That's beautiful. Well, tell me a little bit about how you guys are getting new customers.
Yeah, so honestly, a lot of our customers are word of mouth referrals. We
Nice.
get a lot of past client referrals. And then, of course, real estate agents in the Midlands, all over South Carolina and Florida refer us a lot of business. So that's our biggest referral source right there.
So who are you seeing as a big like a part of the market right now? Are people moving in? Are people moving around? What does the market look like?
Well, I feel like we're very fortunate to be in the area that we're in, just in South Carolina, because we have such a strong economy.
Yeah.
We have the military base here. There's so many people moving here.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the market's doing, our values are stable and strong. And so that's something people moving here have long term. So yeah, it's a lot of transient people moving to the Midlands, whether it be for the schools or for military.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great to hear that we have that strong, economic
Absolutely.
stability.
Especially given the last few years, yes.
Yeah. What do people say when they do move? Do you kind of keep up and like when people adjust to the local the locality of the Midlands? Do they ever say, "Man, it's like really hot"? I mean, what do they say?
So yes, I mean hot. We are in the hottest time right now.
Yeah.
I joke with clients who move up here from Florida. I'm like, oh yeah, you think you know hot? My husband's from Florida, and he jokes that Florida is still hotter. I disagree. I mean, we're like in the bowl here in Columbia. It is hot. But people love it just because the hospitality that we still have being in South Carolina. Everybody's still friendly. You still get that southern vibe, but we're not 15 years behind,
Yeah.
Our areas, our restaurants, our things to do. It's a great community to raise a family.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You kind of bring up how there's a lot moving forward in the community. What would you say is kind of the growing area of the Midlands? Would you say Lexington's booming? Like, what parts do you see a lot of people moving to?
Lexington is absolutely booming. As far as Lexington, Richland County, I would say things are definitely spreading out towards Gilbert. I mean, the neighborhoods that are going in, we live in Gilbert. And just towards Lake Murray, the neighborhoods that are coming up, it's blowing my mind. I'm like, all right, we're going to get some good restaurants out here soon. Like, things are moving. Batesburg, Leesville's growing up, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Lexington is it's almost maxed out, in my opinion. Now, then you've got the northeast side of Columbia that's just booming, too, over in Elgin and Kershaw County. People moving over there, too.
Yeah, a lot of neighborhoods. And there's still like plenty of
neighborhoods.
place to put new neighborhoods, I guess. You just keep expanding.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's the thing. We have like such a shortage of houses on the market right now.
Yeah.
And those new construction's got to help us keep up.
Yeah, definitely. This is Wright Brennan, the owner of C. Wright Roofing. When it comes to the maintenance of your roof, you want to know that you have an experienced team that knows what they're doing. And with 10 years in the business, we check all the boxes. Leaky roof, storm damage, or just overdue on maintenance, give us a call at 803-828-4181 for a free estimate. Again, that's 803-828-4181. And remember, our commitment is to roof it the right way. Who would be like when you get a call, who's the ideal call and you're just like doing a dance? You're like, all right, this is the one. This is the one I'm always waiting on.
I love a client that calls me and the first thing they say is, I've talked to a few other lenders. And I love that because so many people have horror story experiences with other lenders.
Yeah.
And I know the minute they call me, they're going to have a completely different process. And I'm just going to knock their socks off.
Wow. Competitive is what that sounds like.
Well, listen, this market right now, right? The mortgage industry is in the worst time it's seen in over 20 years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, our CEO, he's been in the business for over 40 years, and he's like, guys, this is unprecedented times. Keep your head high, keep going, don't stop. The estimate is 40% of loan officers are going to be completely dropping out by the end of this year.
Wow.
That happened last year, too.
Gosh.
The rate market has really made it hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the fact that 2020 and 2021 rates were so low, so many people got into our industry that maybe shouldn't have been.
I see.
And so now it's really getting down to, okay, who was made for this business? Who's in it long term? Who's in it for the client, not just the money?
I can relate to that. Like after a big storm hits and like all the easy work's gone, now it's like, all right, some people aren't going to be here next year,
Yep.
So that's really cool. And the fact that you're fired up for that just makes me know, yeah, you are going to be successful.
Now, I mean, don't get my fired upness confused with the fact that I haven't had down days, because certainly with the market, I mean, but it's a matter of mindset. You got to keep your head high. You got to think positive, and good things will come.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, it's ups and downs, and you were rocking. Tell me a little bit about how BNI has helped your business. Kind of, you mentioned word of mouth is a big part, and I got to imagine, some of that is coming from BNI. Is that?
Yes, BNI has been great for my business in so many ways. Not only just for the referrals. The referrals are great, and honestly, I've had refinance referrals this year from BNI.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of unheard of for loan officers to be closing refinances in this crazy rate market. But the fact that we educate our group and we let them know like what options are available out there. I've closed some cash out refinances for people wanting to do big things in their life this year. So that's been a great thing. Other than that, I think one of my favorite things BNI has given me is consistency.
Cool.
So I am very ADHD. I get very distracted. I get very excited over certain things and we'll go 50 different directions. But I've learned to build a successful business. It takes consistency and doing the same things over and over again.
Yeah, wow. Well, that, in BNI, you're going to be in there every week.
Exactly.
Week after week. So I could definitely see how that fits in exactly what you're saying. And I've learned so much from your 30-second commercials you do weekly. You do an excellent job of educating us. Home loans, I mean, the mortgage industry is complicated. There's a lot of, financials and stuff. There's so many ins and outs. So kudos to you. You do a great job of teaching us about that.
Thanks, Wright.
And I know that another thing that you're really active in is the social media. You've got a great presence on just like 50 different social media avenues. Tell us how you make such great content and how you're blowing up as an influencer.
Oh, man. Consistency. I mean, truly. Like, when I first got my license in 2015, I remember my mom telling me, every closing you go to, you take a picture and you post that on your Facebook. And that's just kind of been ingrained in me. That's how it started. But if I'm going to share one of my weaknesses, I hate talking on the phone. I'm not going to lie. A lot of loan officers to get business, they make 50 calls on a Monday to 50 different real estate agents.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, how am I going to get business without having to directly call and solicit and cold call? So it's a matter of educating people, showing people who I am, helping people learn things, and then they feel like they have a relationship with me.
Yeah.
And when we work together, it's just even more seamless because they know my work ethic.
Yeah, you are consistently consistent.
Thank you.
And you are doing an excellent job of educating everybody in BNI on social media. So that just speaks to the success that you're having. Let's say somebody is out there thinking about getting into the loan market or something, a young person coming out of college.
Yep.
Give them some advice, the good, the bad, the ugly. What can they expect?
Yeah, so it's great that you asked that because I actually have a girl who randomly called me back in March, and she was like, I don't know you, I don't know much about your business, but I know I want more information.
Yeah.
So I would say if finance, you're good with numbers, you're good with people, it's definitely a great career. Call somebody in the industry and just see if they'll give you a shot. The best start would be to start in an office as an assistant.
Yeah.
And at least for a year, just learn the lingo, just soak it all in from the people who are producing, and then eventually be out on your own.
That makes sense. You got to work under somebody who's doing it right. And
Yes.
you learn the right habits, too, and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
very cool. Now, where can we find you? How can people reach out and find their...
Yeah, so social media is the easiest way to find me.
Yeah.
So homeloangirl_Ashton is my Instagram, that's my TikTok, that's my Facebook, and then my website, homeloangirl.com.
Awesome. And what phone number can people reach you if they want to call you like right now?
Yep, my best phone number is 843-270-5463, and that directly dials my team. Press 0 to get me, and you can also text me.
Fantastic. Ashton, thanks so much for being on today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Hey everyone, many thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow and click the bell to stay up to date on future episodes, or click the link to watch another previous episode. Also, don't forget to like, share, and please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your feedback.